Should all our Goombas be forgot and never brought to mind? Well, now it's New Year, Davy Jones, and I'm singing Old Lang Syne.
Hello, peoples of the tube. Another year has been and gone, and now we're at the end of a decade, which I suppose is round about where we were when I started. We're at the end of the decade, it's the end of a year, another year is gone, and so here is the obligatory video in which I say that we're at the end of the year, and I try and round up the year, except now I guess do I have to kind of round up the decade as well? I don't know. So I guess this hasn't been the easiest year. I think that's probably fair to say. Last year wasn't great either, but this year it's been a bit of a tricky one. Obviously, I've finally been able to openly come out as myself and present as female, which admittedly I started working on coming out like at the tail end of last year, but that was just telling a few people. This year now everyone knows, for better or worse, and that's definitely a good thing. There's been some less positive side effects to that. We just have to deal with that. Some people have been not great about it. We just have to move on. We just got to keep on rolling. That's just the way it's going to be, I guess. But for the most part, that's nice. I think we can definitely chalk that one up as like a positive. I'm not hiding myself away anymore. I'm able to just be me, and that's a good thing. I'm glad that that's. I mean, there's a long way to go, but you know, that's probably the biggest thing of this year. Even though it's like, for me, way more a last year thing, and kind of an all the other years in small amount. But for this year, great progress has been made. I feel like I've actually done something productive in that area. So that's good. Now that I've addressed that, because I don't really want that being an elephant in the room for the entire video, what else have I been up to this year? I don't know. We didn't have any Doctor Who this year, apart from one episode on New Year's Day, which is almost a full year ago now. So I can't really talk much about that. I finally completed my Doctor Who DVD collection. I'll make a video about that at some point in the new year. I've got I've got them all. I don't have every single Doctor Who DVD. Like, there's some of the ones that have special editions, and I've only got the special edition. Some of them I've got the special edition and the original, but there's most of the ones I've got the special edition but not the original. So like I'll probably go and collect some of them next to keep myself occupied, because we're getting three DVDs this year. There'll be the new series once it's aired and got a DVD. There'll be that as a box set, I guess. There'll be the Faceless ones, and there'll be the Fury from the Deep, and I'll collect them. But for the time being, I have every story on DVD, so that's complete enough that I consider my Doctor Who collection, my Doctor Who DVD collection is complete. I've also got Lost in Time currently on its way to me, the Legacy collection, which has the unfinished version of Shada and the 30 Years in the TARDIS, which I've never seen. That I do have, but I don't have it here yet. You might remember the gigantic, enormous pile of Genesis of the Daleks' plus resolution that I got from the Doctor Who guide last month or the month before. I got sent the last of the sort of collected funds from that yesterday to get a sort of whatever. So I'm getting the Sarah Jane Adventures. I'm going to get the box set of that, so I'll have all of that. I was sort of swivering between that and the Torchwood, but I think I like the Sarah Jane Adventures slightly more, so I'll get Torchwood at some point. But yeah, Doctor Who itself, it's all there. I've also got Adventure in Space and Time. I got that for Christmas this year. I've got the Peter Cushing films. It's a very sort of complete collection. I mean, it's not complete, but for me, that's been a thing I've done this year. That's been my big Doctor Who thing this year. I also got a load of Doctor Who figures. That was quite nice. I got all the B&M stuff except for the John Hurt set, because it wasn't that exciting. I've already got John Hurt with scarf. That was my big Christmas present for 2014. So I feel like John Hurt without scarf, it's just the same figure without scarf. I like the scarf. And the Dalek wasn't very exciting. Otherwise, everything. I got TARDISes and Sontarans and Harry Sullivans. And then I got these Daleks for, not all of those Daleks. I got 3 of those 5 Daleks for Christmas from Sewage. So that's been quite a good year for collecting Doctor Who figures. That's been pretty good. I feel like politics. I don't really want to get into that because it's been kind of not good. I mean, I'm sure there must be people who are happy with the results of the election. Obviously, I'm just not one of them. I'm not wild on it. I mean, it didn't go so badly up here, but up here, it's a mess. You know what? It's a mess. Let's just not talk about it. Politics happened. Was it great? No. But now we come to the portion of the video where I try and remember what movies I've seen this year. I finally got around to joining the Inverness Film Fans Club. It's a sort of film fans club, and they go and see old movies, and I go whenever I'm free if they're meeting. It's about once every other week, and I'd been to a few of their films last year. This year I actually joined, and I've been going sort of semi regularly. So I saw Singing in the Rain, which was quite nice. And then I didn't really go to anything until their film noir season, and I went to all of the film noir season. I went to see Double Indemnity, which is great, the 1946 version of The Killers, which was amazing, then Crisscross, which is another film noir film from the 60s, really good, and the 1964 TV, well, it was made for a TV movie then, even being in the cinema, remake of The Killers, which was fine. It wasn't really a film noir. It was just kind of in the plot was a film noir type plot because it was a remake kind of, but it wasn't really the style and the tone weren't film noir. But anyway, I saw those. I also saw more Marvel films this year than I think ever before. I saw two Marvel films. I saw the Avengers Endgame and I saw the Captain Marvel. So that's quite a lot for me. I saw How to Train Your Dragon 3, but I hadn't seen the first two, so I went back and watched the first two, and then I went to see the third one again at the cinema. So I saw it at the cinema twice. I saw the new Men in Black film, which honestly I don't think is as bad as everyone says. It's not a good film, but it's fine. It's fine. I saw the new Dumbo twice. Once was enough. I saw the new Lion King. I saw the new Aladdin. What else have I seen? Oh, I saw a really interesting film. It was called Beats, and it was set in the 1990s, and it was about raves in, was it Glasgow? I think it was set in Glasgow, and it was about these two young guys that went to a rave. That was it. It was a very small scale film. I don't think it was very widely circulated, but I'd recommend watching it. It was really really good. It was just a bit different. It was very. I quite like films that sort of are on a small scale. You got your Avengers Endgames where it's the entire universe is at risk of big purple guy in his glove, and there's a big fight, and everyone's involved. 1 million characters. Yeah, you know what? Fine. That's what people enjoy. But personally, I like things that are small. Will this guy get to hang out with his friend on this one evening, and how will that go? I like that. I saw a film which is a French film called The Shiny Shrimps. That was quite interesting. It was a very LGBT themed film, which isn't really something I've seen before, but it was on, so I was like, yeah, why not? To be honest, the thing that was more out of my ballpark was the fact it was in French with subtitles. I don't really like subtitled films. If I'm reading the subtitles, I'm missing out what's on the screen, and sometimes what's on the screen is really like visually striking. If there's really nice cinematography, I'm missing it because I'm reading the subtitles. But there you go. I also saw Joker, which I thought was quite good. I quite enjoyed Joker. There's a film with Keira Knightley and Matt Smith about stuff. That was quite good. That doesn't tell you anything. I've probably seen other things, but that's all the ones I can. Oh, Frozen 2. I saw Frozen 2. That was quite nice. Yeah. But remember Oh, Toy Story 4. Yeah, Toy Story 4. There we go. I'm remembering things now just as I'm about to stop and move on from movies. I saw those two films. They were sequels. They were fine. Toy Story 4 was quite sad at the end, and it kind of bothered me that the girl, the whole premise is because the girl who made like guilt tripped Andy into giving her Woody at the end of the last film. Now Woody don't care about him. Just stick him in the cupboard. Don't care. Well, brah, Andy held on to him for so long, and he's just tossing him out with the trash. So that's yeah. Frozen 2 I liked a lot, even though here's the thing, I don't know if I actually mentioned that. I was going to rant about this on Twitter, but I was like, Elsa's dress at the end really confused me. It didn't seem to have a point like, at the neckline where it's stopped. It sort of faded, and then there's these sort of sparkly bits, but there's not a line. There's not a visual light. I looked up. There's a thing called what was it called? An illusion neckline, something like that. And it is, you kind of have your mesh material getting less opaque as it goes up, and then but you can still see the line. So I that really bamboozled me watching. I was like, where is her neckline? Is this just painted onto her body? No, because you can see it. You can see the cuffs. But yeah, that's a strange thing to get fixed on. But that kind of bamboozled me watching it. But yeah, Frozen 2, it's fine. It's a fine sequel to Frozen 1. It's maybe not quite as good as Frozen 1, but it's fine. So that's probably enough on movies. What else? I've been on holiday a few times. My February, March holiday got cancelled, but I still went in January, and then sort of October into November, and I went for a week this month. So that was some holidays I went on. Some of them were good, some of them were not. I didn't enjoy the October one at all. I think anyone that follows me on Twitter will have seen me having a horrible time on that holiday. But the one that came after was okay, so I suppose that's alright. I went to Butte 4 times, and considering I've only been there 5 times before this year, I've almost doubled the number of times I've been to Butte. And they were all really nice. I always enjoy a trip to Butte. I went to see, they had tribute to Shirley Bassey the first time I went there this year. That was in the early March when I should have been in Benidorm. It was very cold and wet. I went to the cinema there. That's where I saw Dumbo the first time. But yeah, it was still nice. Very wet and kind of stuck indoors most of the time, but it was nice to get away. Then I went again at Easter, and they had the Elton John show. So, yeah, I think it was the Elton John show at Easter, and that was quite good. I'd seen him before. Then I went for my birthday at the end of June, and they had Freddie Mercury on. And then I went again in September for an extra trip, and they had the lady that was the Shirley Bassey show, but she was just doing sort of general stuff. So that was nice. I also went to Blackpool in about July, and that was really nice. I went to Liverpool for the day from there, and it was a sort of tour on the bus, and I went to Penny Lane, and I saw the Beatles statue, and I went to Liverpool for the day anyway, and it was nice. I went to Cleveley's and Fleetwood Market as well, and yeah, that was that trip. That was nice. I also had another play in the middle of the year. We did A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was various characters, including the narrator, so that was quite nice, and it went well. I think that's probably our best play we've done. And I think that's about it. I think it's not been a big year in some ways, and in other ways it kind of has been. Next year, we're into a new decade. This decade there's been a lot of stuff happen. I went to uni. I was there for a really long time. Then I left. Then I joined the drama group as my main activity, and now I'm still there. So that's been kind of my main thing. And during that time, there's been a whole lot of politics. There's been 3 World Cups, of which I've seen a whole one match. Didn't like it. That was last year. There's been a lot of Doctor Who. Doctor Who's been quite good. I'm not going to talk too much about the whole decade of Doctor Who, because like people have done that already. Josh Snares made a video about the decade of Doctor Who. That was really good. So why would I do that? It's been a decade. I was 17 when this decade started, and now I'm 27. I feel really old. Join me next decade when I'm 37. I'm not going to live that long. Yeah. Thank you for joining me on this decade. Almost all of my YouTube videos have been within this decade. We had like 3 or 4 in the very end of the 2000s, and then everything else out of the 500. This is, I think, video 592. We're nearly at 600 videos of just rubbish. So if you've joined me at any point over the last decade, which if you've seen a video of mine, then it's probably been during this decade, then thank you for doing that. There will be more videos next decade. I've got one planned if I can corral Sewage into doing his things, if I can remind him at the exact moment that's convenient. If not, either way, I don't know, what am I saying? Thank you for watching. I hope you've had a nice year. I don't know if I have really, but I gave it a good go, and I hope you have a nice 2020. I hope I have a nice 2020. That'd be nice. Until then though, thank you for watching, and have a nice year.
What's that playing on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro? I have never heard that song before. But if I don't hear it anymore, it's still familiar to me, sends a thrill right through me, 'cause those chords remind me of the night that I first fell in love too. Those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody that's never the same, a melody that's calling your name.
Or should that be have a nice decade? It should not.
Traffic on the hour.